So what happens when you cross two big names with an otherwise pretty useless product? Well, because it's 2025 and people are sheeple, you end up with a lot of money. I mean, you can't really blame them because they're marketing mostly to kids, and kids are meant to be impressionable because it's literally a survival mechanism, which is great if you're a predatory child marketer. Anyway, that's not the point. My name's Shay, I'm a nutritionist and an international level athlete, and well, I'm probably overqualified to break this down. Like, if you have more than 6 brain cells, you're probably overqualified to say why this probably isn't the best sports drink, and then you look at the ingredients and you're like, what is this? Like dish soap? What am I drinking? I'll keep it concise, but a big part here is the sodium, right? And the mainstream media and I guess public advertising, they think sodium's bad, and therefore everyone thinks sodium's bad. But that's because the studies that are based off it are like, okay, sodium correlates with bad outcomes, but you know what's really high in sodium? Fast food. It's like, okay, is it the fast food doing it or is it the salt? It's like, this guy literally only eats McDonald's, it must be the sodium. The thing is, like, as well, if you have not enough sodium, you're gonna cramp up to start with, and if you eat too much sodium, you just piss it out. It's so funny because they're marketing this like specifically, oh, buy our product because it has less sodium. It's like, okay, you have a lot less dignity as well. So basically, sodium is absolutely huge for not only bringing nutrients in, but also water. Long story short, everything you eat and drink ends up in your small intestine. And then sodium, you can think is like a Mexican border guide. Okay, hear me out. So everything's in the small intestine, and then sodium gets transported across and it brings some things with it, okay? Brings some things across the border into your body, into your cells, and then it heads back out into Mexico in the small intestine to bring some more back, okay? So it just keeps shuttling things in, including water. Can I even use that analogy? I don't even know. I hate politics, but if there's one thing I do love, it is Mexico. But yeah, because water is attracted to sodium, every time the sodium comes across, it pulls water with it, which you would think is really good for hydration, and it is. So it's like, lads, what are we doing? Why are we cutting the sodium? It's literally like, aside from water, the most important thing. The next part here is like, a big marketing point is like, oh, it's low sugar, low calorie. It's like, okay guys, what's another molecule that when we consume also brings water across into the body to help hydration? It's not a copious amount of artificial sweeteners, it's sugar. And you're like, you look at the ingredient list and you consume any of these like kind of prime or prime clones, they're so sweet, dude. For one, like this is the last thing you want to drink if you're actually hot and sweaty. It's like, dude, just give me some actual cold water. What is this like syrup stuff? When there's that much artificial sweeteners, it's like, kind of has like a chemically laundry powder sort of sweetness to it. It's like, what is this, dude? Yeah, with sugar, it actually, for the same concept, just to a less extent, does still attract that water and bring it across. Sodium still is the big mover though, because sodium, as I say, gets pumped back out. And because that creates a concentration difference, it really just drags everything all the way back into the cells. Because sodium's like, let me in, dude. There's like barely any of us in the cell. I need to get in there. Drags everything in. Sugar helps with that too. So it's like, okay, water, sodium, sugar. These are the 3 things we need. We have water. So it's like the big hitters we're pretty much just missing. If we look at the other ingredients, it's like, okay, we got some potassium, which, although it's not a crazy amount of it, it is helpful. Does, I guess, prevent cramping, but most of the things lost in sweat is sodium, not potassium. So it's like, what are we doing there? It's got some vitamin E. I mean, sure. It's got some B vitamins, sure. I mean, the B vitamins are pretty easy to get. I suppose you could make the argument for like energy metabolism when you're training, but it just adds some salt, dude. It's probably gonna do more for you. There's also a little bit of zinc in here, which I guess, sure. Zinc a lot of people don't get enough of, and to be fair, it's pretty bioavailable in the compound form that they use here, so I'll give them that. But as far as actually the goal for hydration, it's just like these other ingredients don't really help. You're missing the main things. So in short, you can just take some water with some salt, maybe like, I don't know, a gram of salt per liter, or like a quarter teaspoon per liter of like table salt, and then you're just gonna have a better drink than this, and it's pretty much free. So like tap water with like a crumb of salt. This is like, what, $4 a thing? So grab like a shaker, fill it up with some water, a little bit of salt, maybe some concentrated juice or something for a little bit of sugar, although that's not that necessary. So I'm just gonna add pre-workout to taste. Or you can just like salt your meals and then make sure you have enough water and just call it a day. It's like not everything has to be like a precise scientific formula, not that this is that either, because it's not really giving you what you actually need. But overall, it's not like it's really causing any harm. I mean, most of the people drinking it are just kids anyway who aren't like high-level athletes, so it's like, it's not really doing much. Like, I've never actually seen an adult one. The one time I have, they didn't finish it, because it's like, damn, dude, this stuff is too sweet. Like, they were on UFC as well, as a sponsor, but like, these athletes are not taking this, trust me. They have better nutritional support who actually understand that you need sodium. Everyone understands you need sodium, apart from the mainstream media, of course. But yeah, like, if you like the tapes, go ahead, but it's not gonna help with anything. But anyway, that's been me. If you did enjoy it, drop a like and consider subscribing. It's free, helps me out, and I will see you in the next video without one of these. I'll probably have a pre-worky or something.